Hi everyone, welcome back. So I have been thinking about filming this video for a few weeks and I kind of went back and forth on it. I want to do a project pan. I have done a project pan in the past and it was pretty unsuccessful, to be honest. It was a few years ago and I wasn't super invested in it, I guess. I wanted to do it, but not really wanted to do it. I don't know. So I actually went through and privated those videos. I took them off my channel. And the last few weeks, I've really been thinking about it again. And I think I'm just having this craving in my life for less things. And I know that sounds really strange coming from somebody like me that reviews makeup. I buy a lot of makeup to review on my channel. I also receive a lot of makeup and also a lot of hair care and a lot of skincare. Y'all don't really see a lot of that stuff unless I mention it in a favorites video or something, but I receive a lot of skincare and hair care, but specifically skincare. And I find that I'm always trying to try to go through these things that I'm getting in PR. Most of it I'm getting in PR. It just gets kind of out of hand and I have so many things. It's like I can't even try all these things. There's so much. So I've been thinking about it. I went through my bathroom and I picked out some skincare and some hair care products that I want to use up by the end of the year. Now, that is very ambitious of me, but it is the end of June when I'm filming this, so I have half the year left to work on these things, and I did pick 26 items total. 16 of them are makeup, the other 10 are hair and skincare items. I'll kind of go through my thoughts on them as the video goes on, but I just really want to focus on these things and see what I can do in the last 6 months of the year. I don't know why. I've just had this desire to do this for the past few weeks, and I kind of sat on the idea for a while because I thought, well, maybe this is like a phase that you're going through. I don't know, but I just keep thinking about it. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it because something in my gut's telling me to. So I went through my collection with you today to pick out the 16 makeup products. So the hair and the skin products I just picked out on my own, but I did take you with me through my makeup collection and basically talked through all 16 makeup products that I chose. And at the end, we're gonna do a get ready with me too. So I'll kind of talk about the products, why I picked them, and just how I've been feeling about makeup and just my products in general lately. So I know this is a long intro, but I kind of wanted to give a little bit of context, but I'll get more into it as the video goes along. But if you're new here, my name is Blair. I do all kinds of beauty content here on my channel. I hope you'll subscribe and stick around for this project pan journey through the end of 2026. And I think that's it. So let's go ahead and get into it. We'll start with picking out the makeup products, so 16 makeup products, and then I'll go through the 10 skincare products and hair care products that I picked on my own. I'll share those with you, and then at the end, we're gonna do get ready with me and use the products. So let's get started. Okay, so I wanna share the 10 skincare and hair care products that I picked, and then we'll get into picking the makeup, and then we'll do this makeup. I'm not sure what order I'm gonna put this video in, but let me share these products with you quickly. So something that I have really been working on for, I would say the past 6 months, really since the beginning of the year, is I have a bad habit of buying hair care products before I've used up other hair care products. Specifically like a leave-in conditioner or shampoo and conditioner. I will buy them and then I have multiples in each category and I just don't need them. And then I end up never finishing anything because I have so many. Do you know what I mean? So this is a leave-in conditioner from L'Oreal. It's the Moisture 21-in-1 spray. It's a leave-in conditioner and I really like it. And I've used a lot of it. This is very light. I would guess it's probably up to about right here. So this is product number 1. I want to use this up and I feel like I can legitimately do that. And then the second hair care product, now this I'm probably not going to be able to use up, but I'm going to try to use as much as I can. And this is the Way, again, a leave-in conditioner. I love this product, but like I said, I have multiple leave-in conditioners and then I don't finish them because I'm constantly rotating through them. So we're going to focus on this one. I do love it. This is the one that smells like the St. Bart's scent from Way, which smells incredible. And as you can see, I have not used a whole lot of this one because we're only down to about right there. So we're going to work on this. I'm assuming I'll probably finish the L'Oreal first and then I can start kind of working on this one. But that is one of my big goals for myself and my own buying habits because I do that a lot and I really want to stop. So those are the only two hair care products. Everything else is skincare. So I picked this Skin 1004 Madagascar Centella Hyla Cica First Ampule. It's basically like a hyaluronic acid serum, and you can see I have not used much of this at all. I don't use a hyaluronic acid serum very much, so this was not a smart purchase for me. If I remember correctly, I found this on clearance at TJ Maxx one time, and it came home with me because I used to love the Skin 1004 SPF. So I wanted to try this and I was so excited. I found it at TJ Maxx. Dumb decision. Did not need it and now here it sits. So probably, like I said, that's a lot of product. So I don't know if I'll be able to use this up, but we're gonna try. Because this is just kind of sitting in my collection and not getting used. Next product, I do think I'm gonna be able to use this up. This is the Revie Beauty lip oil and you can see I've used a lot of this, so I don't really have much left. I think I'll definitely be able to use this up. I also have a ton of lip treatments in here in my office at my desk here, and I feel like I just constantly open more and more and more, and I don't finish them. So we're gonna finish this one. Now, then I picked a few SPFs. So I picked the Kiehl's Better Screen UV Serum. This is pretty light, so I feel pretty confident I can finish this. I love this SPF, but again, I have so many that are open. I'm trying to move some out because we just have too many. So I picked the Kiehl's. This one is not tinted. It's a chemical SPF. Then I picked the Jones Road Everyday Sunscreen. This is a tinted sunscreen. So I find that I have a harder time using up tinted sunscreens because I don't love them under a lot of makeup. I usually only want to use them if I'm just wearing SPF or if I'm just applying like a powder foundation over it or something. I just don't love a tint underneath a base product typically because I feel like the SPF kind of changes the way the base product looks when it has a tint. So I have a harder time using those up. But this one, I don't know how much is in here, but I use this quite a bit on days when I don't wear much of anything. This is kind of like a color correcting sunscreen. So I want to use this up because we definitely don't have a ton left of that one. Also picked this one, the Ultraviolet Future Screen. This is another tinted SPF. This one, I like, it's a little bit dark for me. So again, I usually only wear this when I'm wearing hardly any makeup, or sometimes I'll wear this when I go on walks. If I want to put some SPF on my face, I'll put this on. And again, this one it's very light. So I feel like a lot of these skincare products can definitely be used up. I need to just like focus on them and use them up. So that's what we're gonna do. And then just a few other skincare products that I picked. I have this Paula's Choice Pro Collagen Peptide Firming Eye Serum. So it's an eye cream. And this is one that I bought a while ago. I think I bought it during not this most recent Sephora sale, but the one before that. And I've used it here and there, but it's kind of like one of those things where it's fine. It's nothing special. I didn't fall in love with it, so I kind of just quit using it and started using other things because like I said, I have so much skincare and now it's just kind of sitting. So I want to use this up. I think we still have quite a bit left in here, so this one might be a long shot and it might take a while, but we're gonna try. We're gonna try because I'm tired of looking at this, to be honest, in my bathroom. The Caudalie Resveratrol Lift Night Cream. I feel like I've been trying to use this up forever and ever and ever and ever, and it's just never ending. I don't really like this that much, so that's why I don't want to use it. This cream kind of does that thing. You may not know what I'm talking about, but maybe you will. Sometimes certain creams, moisturizer creams, when you layer them over the top of other skincare products, they turn kind of white. Like they kind of foam up almost, and you have to really work to blend them into your skin. This one does that, and I hate that. I hate it when skincare products do that. So that's one of the reasons why I'm struggling to finish this, is because some nights I'm just not in the mood for it to turn white, and then we have to work really hard to get it to blend in. But we're like halfway through, maybe a little bit more than that here, so we're gonna finish it. We're gonna finish it. And then one final skincare product, the Tatcha Indigo Overnight Repair. Honestly, I really like this, but it's old and there's not much left, so I just want to be done with it. So you can see the bottom of the jar. This is actually really nice. It's basically like an overnight, really thick, extremely rich cream that I think is intended to be used like a mask that you just leave on, you don't wash it off. And I like it, but again, it's just been sitting and there's not much product left in here. So we gotta finish it. All right, let's get started with picking the project pan item. So like I said earlier, I did already pick 10 products that are hair products and skincare products. The other 16, since we're going for 26 products for the remainder of the year, will be makeup products. Now I will kind of explain this in the get ready with me portion, but majority of the makeup products, my goal is not really to use them up. I mean, that would be nice, but my goal is just to either hit pan or see significant progress physically in the product. That's really my goal with the remaining 16 products. The skincare and the hair products, my goal is to use them up, but with makeup, since I have so much in my collection right now, it's not realistic for me to say I'm going to use up 16 makeup products, but we're going to do our best. So let's get started with primers, foundations, concealers, and my color correctors are in here too. So I am going to choose a primer, although I don't always use primer in my daily makeup routine. I have a few of them, and a few of them are on the older side, so I do want to pick one. So I'm either wanting to use Iconic London Underglow. This one is probably my oldest one, so I probably should pick this one, honestly, but the one I really want to use is the MAC one. For some reason, I've probably used about half of this, and I actually really enjoy this primer. I'm not wanting to use it up because I don't like it. I actually do like this one. And I don't know, it's one of those things I think would be relatively easy to reach for, since it's basically just a hydrating primer. It doesn't really minimize pores, reduce shine, smooth the skin. It doesn't really do any of those things. It basically just adds another layer of moisture before going in with makeup. And I don't know, I feel like this one will be easier to use or to want to reach for, I guess I should say. So I think number one for the makeup is going to be this MAC Studio Radiance Silky Primer. All right, moving on to foundations and skin tints. So in this category, I'm thinking I'm going to choose 2 instead of 1, just because I have, as you can see, a lot of both. I have a lot of skin tints and a lot of foundations. So right now, what I'm reaching for the most are skin tints because it's hot outside, and most days I'm wearing very light, natural makeup. So I'm not sure it makes sense for me to choose like a full-on foundation for the project pan, but I have a few ideas for skin tints. So my CL Tint and Protect with SPF 50, I love this product, but I'm pretty sure this is my oldest skin tint that I have. And I don't know how much is in here, but it doesn't feel super full to me. So I feel like I could possibly use this one up or get really, really close to it. And I feel like this is not going to be a hard product for me to reach for because I really love it. This is something I love enough that I would probably buy it again in the future. I think number 2 is going to be CL Tint and Protect with SPF 50. One of the other oldest products in my collection right now is the Estee Lauder Double Wear Sheer. If you've been around my channel for a while, like a few years, you will probably remember that this used to be my holy grail, and I still love it. I think it's a phenomenal product, but they've discontinued it, and I cannot believe they got rid of this. This is the most gorgeous, lightweight, satin, veering into soft matte finish skin tint. Very light, like medium coverage, but so incredibly beautiful. I have 2 of them. I like hoarded these when I figured out that they were discontinuing it. So I have 2 of them, 2 different shades. I can wear either one, honestly. But I intend to use this up even though you can't get it anymore because I love it that much. So part of me really thinks this needs to be in because I don't want this to go to waste. It is such a good product. So I think we are going to put in Double Wear Sheer. I still have hope that maybe one day they'll bring it back. I don't know. We'll see. Number 3, we're going to go for Estee Lauder Double Wear Sheer. All right, moving over to concealers and correctors. Now, concealer is going to be really tough because, as you can see, I have tons of concealers. Concealer is definitely one of my weaknesses when it comes to makeup. And as you can see, I have a lot of them. So I don't really know what I'm going to go for here, to be honest. But let's pick a corrector first. So let me move this back here. I have my Charlotte Tilbury Magic Vanish. This would be a good option because this may be my oldest corrector that I have. Honestly, don't know how I don't have pan in this, to be honest, because this is very, very old and I can't believe I haven't hit pan yet, but I haven't. Great corrector though, just very old in my collection. So I'm honestly thinking of that one. Or I do have the Sigma corrector. Now I have pretty much used up this side of the Sigma corrector. This side is harder for me because it's lighter and I don't go for light color correctors typically, but I would like to use this all the way up. So that is another option. Or I have like my OG Bobbi Brown corrector. This one I've already hit pan in. As you can see, I love this stuff. But I'm kind of thinking about the Charlotte Tilbury because I think this is definitely the oldest one and I'm shocked I haven't hit pan on this, to be honest. And I really enjoy this one. So I think we will go number 4, Magic Vanish from Charlotte Tilbury. For concealer, so my concealers are over here. I do feel like my Tower 28 concealer. This concealer, I'm pretty positive it's either my oldest or it's close to it. The shade DTLA. I have a few other shades that were sent to me in PR, but this is the one I bought myself and I'm pretty sure this is the oldest one that I have. But I love this concealer, but this needs to go soon because it's definitely getting on the old side and I love it. I don't want to just get rid of it. So I'm thinking maybe number 5 will be Tower 28. This is also a great shade for me, so I think it should be pretty easy for me to use this one. So number 5 is going to be the Swipe Up Hydrating Concealer from Tower 28. And I'm thinking I might actually choose a second concealer because I have so many. Ooh, okay, this one might be a good one. The Haus Labs Concealer, Triclone Skin Tech. I know for a fact this is on the older side as well. And I like this concealer too. I probably prefer the Tower 28 of the 2, but I do like this one. Yeah, I feel like maybe we'll choose 2 concealers since I have so many. So number 6 will be the Haus Labs Concealer. And I think that should be it for drawer 1. So this honestly is the drawer that gives me the most anxiety, I guess I'll say, because this drawer, no matter how hard I try, it just always is a lot. And this is, I have less now than I used to have, but it's still too much. And obviously there's a lot of product in here, so I don't think I'm going to drastically use up a ton of stuff and have significantly less in here, but I do want to choose quite a few products from here, specifically blushes and bronzers for the remaining products, which will be 10 products. So we have 10 more things to choose. I'm gonna say at least 6 of them are probably gonna come from this drawer. Anyways, let's pick. So I also have powders in here. I also have highlighters in here. Now I definitely want to put a powder in because powders in the last 6 months between PR and things that I purchased myself, I swear my powders have like doubled. I could put in this Natasha Denona. This is a powder foundation actually, which I go through phases with powder foundation, but I'm kind of in one right now. I really like this for just like adding coverage if I use a really lightweight base product, or if I just use concealer all over my face, I'll set it in place with a little bit of a powder foundation. Or do I want to just go for a regular powder? We could do my Fenty Invisimatte, which honestly shocked I haven't hit pan on this already because I love this product. This might be a good powder actually to put in because this is more of like a finishing powder whenever I do my makeup and I feel like I'm still a little bit shiny in certain areas. I'll take this and apply it in those areas. Maybe we will. I think number 7 is going to be Fenty Invisimatte. And I guess I could also do the Natasha Denona because that's a completely different type of powder. Maybe we will. I think we are. Okay, so number 8 is going to be Natasha Denona High Glam Powder Foundation. Now, for bronzers. Again, we have a lot of bronzers in here. So bronzer has kind of, it's supposed to stay in this area. I've had to put a few of them back here because as you can see, we've run out of space. We have RMS, Beach Walk Betty. So the thing with this one, this is a really pretty bronzer, but for me, it gets a lot of hard pan. I don't know if you'll be able to tell, but I've scraped it off numerous times. So then that makes me kind of not want to use this, but then I also kind of do want to use it. I don't know. That's what I want to go for. Maybe we should do Victoria Beckham. This is definitely an older one for me, and I do like that you get 2 shades, one that's lighter, one that's a little bit deeper, a little bit warmer. I think I might do this one. Something's telling me this is a good option for that. So let's do that. So that's number 9. And then we definitely need to do a cream because I have a lot of creams. I could go really easy on myself and choose this. So this is actually almost empty. I mean, this would be a gimme product, but this is my mini Westman Atelier biscuit, so that's all I have left is that tiny little bit there. And I do want to use that up, so I guess I could put that in, but that's kind of cheating, I guess, because there's barely anything there. I also have these. These are also on the older side, and I love them. I might put one of these in, actually, the Makeup by Mario Bronzing and Shaping Serum. So I have light medium and light. Light medium is a little bit deeper, a little bit warmer. Light is a little bit more neutral, but I love both of these, and these are nice because you can use the doe foot to apply it, or you can use the pump. You can also use this to mix with things, which is nice. Light medium will work if I have some color to my skin. Light works better when I don't. Maybe we'll go light medium. I feel like light medium gets used the least of the two, and my best chance to use it is probably going to be in the summertime, so I think we'll go for this. So this one is number 10. And finally, I'm over here to pick blushes. So obviously I have more blush than anything else. Blushes are all in this area, so we have a lot here. This is why it's hard to have this many, because I don't know what to choose for a project pan, and I don't know what to focus on first. It's just decision fatigue at its finest. I definitely want to choose things that are on the older side for this. This is definitely on the older side. I always try to declutter this product and I just can't do it. There's something about it that I always hang on to it. It's the Bare Minerals Bronzer in the shade Kiss of Pink. So the packaging doesn't even look like this anymore. That's how old this is. But it's such a pretty, glowy, like warm pink. And I always end up holding on to it. I don't know why. I just can't seem to let go of this. I don't know. So that could be a good option for a powder. My Hourglass blushes. This is Sublime Flush, which has always been a favorite. It's a beautiful mix of pink and coral together. It's so pretty. That's a good one. You know what else we could do though is a Patrick Ta blush, because I have many and I've never hit pan on a Patrick Ta blush ever. And I love all the ones that I have. So we could put one of these in. Let's see, which one is my oldest one? Okay, it's this one. She's That Girl. Yeah, we're gonna go for this because I love this color. I know I'll use it. It's my oldest shade. And yeah, we're gonna go for this. This is She's That Girl from Patrick Ta. So that is number 11. Technically that's a powder and a cream, but we're gonna choose at least one more because I have so many. Okay, these are definitely on the older side. The Makeup by Mario blush veils. In fact, I've tried to hit pan on this before and I have come close, but I'm just not there. So that would be another option. These would probably be on the easier side to hit pan on, and I have multiples of these. Okay, this is a really pretty color for this time of year, Strawberry Sunset. It's like this watermelon color. Maybe we'll put that in. That's a fun thing that I would want to use. So I think we'll do that. So that was number 12. So we have 4 more. I also have face palettes in here, which, you know, do I dare put a face palette in? This would maybe be a good one because this is incredibly old. My Hourglass Ambient Lighting Trio. Like, this may be my oldest product in my whole collection, but I'm not decluttering an Hourglass Ambient Lighting palette. Like, I'm just not going to. This might be a good one, actually. Let's do it. Okay, it's gonna be number 13. So we have 3 left for my last drawer, but I think that's everything for here. Okay, so this is my last drawer. And we have 3 products here. Not too many, honestly. Maybe I should have chosen like 1 or 2 less in other categories. But anyway, this is where we are. And I'm not sure if I want to do a palette. So I don't have that many palettes anymore. My little palettes are over there. And then these are my bigger palettes. Honestly, I kind of want to declutter my palettes even more because I just haven't been into palettes. And I use the same ones over and over because I know what I like, and I'm just particular about palettes. So part of me kind of wants to declutter my palettes again. So maybe I will. I don't know. Do I want to choose a palette or do I want to just go for single shadows? I feel like I should put in a single. Probably this one, the Armani Eye Tint in 18M. You can see the inside of it, like where I'm starting to wear away at the amount of product in here. So I definitely am on my way to using this up, but this is definitely my oldest single shadow in here. This shade, and I have another one, this one. These 2, I don't really want to choose 2 of the same thing, but these are my 2 oldest shadows. I might do 18M first, and if I end up using that up, maybe I'll replace it with this one. But I feel like this definitely needs to go. I like this product, so I should be able to use it up. So I think number 24 is going to be the Armani Eye Tint. Now I just have to decide, do I want to put a palette in? I'm not going to use the palette up, obviously, but I don't know. Do I want to put a palette in? I think my oldest palette that I have is this Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk, which I actually put this in a keep or declutter video a few months ago, and I ended up keeping it because I liked it more than I thought that I would. But I don't know how practical this is, as in like something I'm going to want to reach for a lot, you know? Or I always have like the MAC palette that I made. I actually have 2 MAC palettes that I made. The other one's in my everyday makeup right now. So that would be a good one. I do have these little Hourglass palettes. These are old, but they're not like incredibly old. This is my mini MAC palette. Not mini, but my quad that I made. This might be a good option. Should we do this? I feel like these are all things that I would reach for. Yeah, let's do that. So number 25 is my little MAC quad. So you can't buy that. You can buy the individual shades, but not that palette specifically. But let's go for that. And then that leaves us with one. So I'm not going to choose mascara. I'm not going to choose brows because those things I use up regularly. So I don't feel like I need to. But lips, obviously what I need to do is choose a lip liner because this is the number of lip liners that I own. Let's see. So I want to choose something that's on the older side. Deep Taupe from Anastasia Beverly Hills. That might be a good option. Whirl from MAC might also be a good option. I'm trying to go for things that I know that I've had for a long time. This one's pretty old. My RMS Nighttime Nude, I think is the name of it. This is a great color. Okay, I feel like I should choose one of those three. One of these three. So Deep Taupe is more cool toned, kind of a contour. Whirl is obviously like a classic lip liner. And then Nighttime Nude is kind of like a combination of these two. Kind of like a pinky brown. Part of me kind of wants to do MAC Whirl. Let's do Whirl. Okay. And that is it. That is 26 products to work on. That means I'm not choosing a lipstick or a lip gloss, but you know, I feel like I have the most lip liners. I have a lot of lip glosses too, but I think we're gonna go lip liner. That'll be pretty easy to track as well. So I think that is everything. Okay, so let's do some makeup and we're gonna use as many of these products as we can. So we'll start with SPF. So I did have a few SPF options. The other two are tinted SPFs. This is not tinted. This is Kiehl's Better Screen UV Serum. It's SPF 50. And the reason that I picked this is because I have so many SPFs open right now and I'm trying to use them all up. That's something that I struggle with is I'd love to try SPFs, especially non-tinted ones for underneath makeup. But then before you know it, I've accumulated so many and I feel like I'm never using up any of them because I'm always trying to use a different one. So that's why I went for a few different SPFs for the project pan. And today I'm not really feeling a tinted SPF, so that's why I'm going with this one. All right, let's go into the primer that we chose. So this is the MAC Studio Radiance Primer. And like I said, this is just a really nice hydrating moisturizer. I don't think it keeps your makeup on necessarily or like smooths the skin at all. I think it's a nice way to hydrate the skin before makeup. But it's not like a necessary step, which I think is one of the reasons why I don't reach for it as much, just because usually my skincare and my SPF are enough hydration for me. I don't really feel the need a lot of times to layer on more and more things, especially in the summertime when it's hot and I'm trying to keep the skin prep pretty minimal, just so makeup doesn't slip and slide and turn way too greasy throughout the day. I will also say this primer has a pretty strong fragrance. It actually smells really good to me, but I wish they had kept the fragrance out because it's pretty strong, although I do like it. It smells pretty good to me. All right, for a base product, so we can either go with CL Tint and Protect or Estee Lauder Double Wear Sheer. Let's go for CL. So this is the shade Light number 3. And I will say one thing I don't love about this is the dropper applicator. I wish they would do away with that and just make it like a regular pump. But I do love the product. Okay, so I'm just gonna dot this on. So the reason, or I have a lot of things that I want to talk about in this video, but I'm finding something that I struggle with, and I've struggled with this for a while, but I'm finding that I struggle more and more as I get older, and it's having too much stuff. Like having too much stuff. And I mean in every category. So I mean in skincare, hair care, makeup, clothes, just too many things. And I can remember when I was younger, I almost loved having more things. Like, as weird as that sounds, I loved having like a lot of clothes and a lot of just things. I love that. And I don't know why, but as I've gotten older, I just don't want that anymore. Or I won't say I don't want it anymore, but I don't desire that now. And I've been able to reduce a lot of the things that I have in pretty much every aspect of my life. So like my clothes, I don't buy that many clothes anymore. I do buy clothes, but I used to have so many just things that I would buy and then I wouldn't wear them and just stuff like that. Now I don't really do that. I've really reduced everything other than makeup and hair care and skincare too, but mainly makeup is what I'm talking about. And it's hard when you do this as a job. I have a YouTube channel, and I started this channel because I love makeup and I love to review new makeup. I do. But I will say, as I've gone on over the years since I started this channel, I do have times where I feel like I want to be the girl that has like one makeup bag filled with her entire makeup collection. That's very extreme coming from somebody like me, but do you know what I'm saying? Sometimes I just crave that. I crave having a smaller collection. And I don't know why all of a sudden I just got this on my mind and I couldn't shake it. And it's been on my mind. And you know, there are people on YouTube that do like project pan videos, and that is their whole channel. And that's never going to be me. I don't see myself ever only creating project pan content or shop my stash content, because the other part of me does love to try new products. And I don't know, it's like I'm constantly trying to balance the two things. Like, I love to try new makeup, and sometimes I'm in more of a mood to try new makeup, but then sometimes it feels like too much and I don't want to try new makeup. I want to use makeup that I have. And it's like I'm constantly trying to balance those two things while making beauty content. I hope that makes sense. Let's go in with some corrector now. This is the Charlotte Tilbury one. And like I said, this is definitely my oldest corrector in my collection. This one definitely needs to go more than anything else, so that's why I went with this one. And this one is the shade Medium. This is a great alternative to like the Bobbi Brown corrector in the little compact thing. That one is great too. But this one, I think this one's a little bit more creamy maybe than the Bobbi Brown, but they're very similar. I'm gonna I have two concealers in, as you saw, but I think we're gonna use House Labs today. And I'm gonna add that on my face. So the other part of this conversation that I wanted to talk about that plays into this also is PR. So PR is, first thing I want to say is PR is so much fun. Like, I can remember when I first started making YouTube videos, anytime I would get PR from somebody, it was just so fun. It was just like the coolest thing ever. And it still is. It's still fun to get PR. But the part of it that I feel like a lot of people don't talk about, and I think it's probably because it doesn't bother everybody, but it definitely bothers me, and I go through phases where it bothers me more than others, is it gets to be so much stuff. And like, for me, I don't have a ton of storage. Like, I live in a, you know, like a relative, I mean, it's a decent size house. It's like 2,200 square feet, but it doesn't have a lot of storage. And so anytime I get PR that shows up, like particularly like when big PR boxes show up, my first thought now is like, oh my gosh, where is that going to go? What am I going to do with that? What am I going to do with all those products? Like, am I going to be able to actually try them? Are they going to be shades that I would even want for myself? So that's what immediately crosses my mind when I get a lot of PR at one time is, where am I going to put this? How am I going to incorporate this into content for Instagram or YouTube or TikTok or whatever? And a lot of times it just feels so overwhelming because there's only so many things that you can try at one time, you know, whether it's makeup, skincare, hair care. Skincare is a whole other thing. Like, skincare for me is even more daunting because skincare products, you have to really use them like consistently for an extended period of time to really determine if you like it or not, or if it actually does anything or not. So anytime I get skincare, my brain is immediately like, oh no, like now I have another moisturizer, now I have another cleanser, now I have another serum. And I'm not saying that this is not a bad problem to have. It's just mentally, it does make me feel kind of icky, as weird as that sounds. And I think it's just that lack of, or too many things, I think. And I think I'm definitely one of those people that is very affected by my surroundings. Like, if my surroundings are a mess and there are things everywhere, there are too many products, my mind is a mess. I can't think clearly. I can't make decisions. Decision fatigue is such a thing, especially with products. That applies more to me for makeup. I usually don't have that much trouble deciding skincare products to use, but makeup, boy, some days I really struggle with that. And that just comes from, having a larger collection, which I do because I have this channel and because I love makeup. That's why I started it. But I don't know. Hopefully what I'm saying makes sense. It's like, I love trying makeup. It's so much fun. I love trying skincare and hair care too. But I also love the idea of having like a small curated collection or a small curated makeup bag. Does that make sense? I hope it does. Okay, let's use a little bit of the Makeup by Mario bronzer. So this is the bronzing and shaping serum. And just press this on kind of lightly because I'm probably going to try to use a little bit of a powder bronzer also. The other thing I was going to mention about PR that adds to this conversation is that sometimes you don't even know that PR is going to show up. It just shows up. Like, you don't know where it came from. You don't know how they got your address. You didn't okay it. Like, it just shows up. And that's a whole other thing, because then it's like, unless it's something that you're dying to try or you're dying to, review or something like that, then it's like, okay, well, now this is even more that I have to figure out what to do with. Either I'm going to review it myself, I'm going to try to give it to someone. I know there are some places that you can donate products, and I try to do that. Like, I've given some to Goodwill in the past. There's also like Project Beauty Share. Project Beauty Share, my understanding though, is that a lot of what they'll take is only like brand new products. So when you get something, you kind of have to decide, okay, is this something I'm not even going to open, like I'm just going to give it away, or is it something I'd like to try, but then if I don't like it, like, am I going to try to give this to somebody? Like, what am I going to do with it? They're just a little bit more particular about what they'll accept, but that is an option. I don't know. It does sometimes really make me, like, I don't know how to balance it. I want to continue to review things, and I definitely will. I don't see myself ever like stopping doing that, but at the same time, it's like, I also don't want to just accumulate more and more and more without anything moving out of my collection. It's kind of like that idea where if you buy a new piece of clothing, you have to get rid of a new piece of clothing. I guess that's kind of where my mind is at in terms of makeup. But when makeup is like your passion and it's what you love, it's harder to just be like, oh, okay, like I'm going to get rid of that, or, you know, determining what to keep and what to donate. Those things get a little bit trickier when it's something that you love. And that's the reason I started this channel in the first place, was because I discovered this love for makeup, and this was a way that I could do it and share it and make some income from it, and, you know, grow this community that we have now. And I'm so grateful for it, and I love it. It's like my little baby that I have created over the last few years, and I love it. It's just, it's hard sometimes when you change a little bit internally, how to balance that within your content. I know this is kind of a niche thing that I'm talking about here, but I hope you can kind of understand what I mean. I just don't know how to balance it, is what the gist of the story is. Let's use the Patrick Ta blush in She's That Girl. This is definitely my oldest Patrick Ta blush. This was the first one I ever fell in love with, and I still love it to this day. It's just a really pretty warm pink. So I'm going in with the cream first, and I'm using, let's see, a 109 from BK Beauty, same brush I just used for that Makeup by Mario bronzer. I'll tell you something else that is a thing when you try a lot of makeup and you try different combinations of products. It's really hard to determine what your like go-to makeup routine is, or what your go-to for certain occasions is. Like a go-to for like long wear makeup, like a really long, if you're in a wedding or you're going to a wedding, or you just have a long day and you need to do a full face of makeup and you want to know that everything's going to work well together and last all day. All right, my camera just died, so I don't know exactly where I was, but I think I was saying when you're constantly trying new things and reviewing new products, you then test those products with other things, and you try all different makeup combinations, just all different things all the time. It is much harder to figure out what your go-to routine is. All the products work well together, nothing pills, it wears well, everything. It's much harder to figure those things out when you review makeup all the time. So that's just another thing that I've been thinking about. And forgive me, I didn't really plan how I was gonna talk about this in this video. I really just wanted to just chat with you and tell you where my head is right now. Obviously, I'm not going anywhere. I'm still gonna do makeup content because makeup is what I love. I love it so much. I feel like I need to make a little bit of a shift somehow in my content, and just, I guess, my overall consumption as a whole. But the other thing that I think about a lot is sometimes PR, because I'm getting a lot of it. I go through phases where I get more than others. I feel like when I'm getting so much PR and I know in my mind that I have these things that I need to try out, then if there's a product that I buy myself because I want it and I want to try it, I feel like I can't even try that product because I'm getting all these other things in PR that I feel like I need to try too. You know what I mean? It's just, I don't know. It's just a constant battle for me mentally. I know I've been talking a lot because my camera just died. So I've clearly been talking for a long time, but that's another thing I always struggle with is, well, like, I just got this, like, I really want to try it, but I also just bought this because I wanted to try it. And then you just end up with so many products that it's like, how do you try all this stuff? It's gotten to the point, honestly, with skincare that I've just been, when I get emails about things, or sometimes I'll get inquiries on ShopMy. So ShopMy is the platform that I use to create my links. So in the description box, when I link everything, I do that through the ShopMy app, which there's now a ShopMy for shoppers and there's a ShopMy for creators. So I use it to make my links. and they have a feature on there where a brand can offer you gifting directly, and you can either accept or deny the gifting. And for like the last, I don't know, like month or two, the skincare gifting, a lot of it, unless it's something that I'm like dying to try, I've just been declining and sending the brand a message, because you can on there, and basically just saying like, hey, I really appreciate you sending this, but I'm like, I have a hold on skincare right now because I just can't take anymore. I just can't. I can't use it all. I can't store it all. I don't have enough space in my house for it all. Like, it's just, I don't know. Like, I have skincare right now in a big basket that's in my closet. It's like in a big basket. And the reason it's in my closet in a basket is because I don't have any more room in my bathroom. I don't have a lot of storage. I don't have a lot of storage in general in this house. So I just find that I'm like putting things in bins and sticking it in my closet because I don't have any more room. So something else I'm definitely going to be doing more moving forward, and I've been doing it on Instagram mainly, is just DMing random people that follow me and saying, hey, I have a ton of PR that I would like to get rid of. I would love to send you a box of things. And it's like a mix of skincare, hair care, and makeup. And I've been doing that lately, and that's been helping kind of move things out so that I don't have so much. Something else that's really weird to me about PR, and maybe this is just like a me thing, I don't know if other people feel this way, but the brands that I get PR from, not always, but I would say generally, are brands that I don't really talk about in my content. Doesn't that seem strange? Like, a lot of the brands that I review all the time, I don't get PR from. Brands that I don't really talk about much or review their products, not for any reason, but I just don't really, those are the brands that I get PR from. It's the strangest thing. I don't know. I wish someone could explain the whole PR world to me and how it works. But yeah, lately I've just been so overwhelmed with it. Like, it's honestly been a joke how when you come in my house, my kitchen table almost always has like packages on it, or it has PR that I've gotten, and I don't know what to do with it. So it just sits there, and then it just piles up, and it makes me like, oh, I don't know what to do with this, until I get so fed up with it that one afternoon I'll just go and I'll put stuff in drawers in here. I'll put stuff in bins in my closet, like I was saying. And I don't remember when I was younger being as bothered by a lot of stuff as I am now. I don't know what that is. I guess it's just an age thing, maybe. Hopefully I'm making sense, and I'm sorry if I'm just like ranting and just going all over the place, but I've been thinking about this for a few weeks, and it's just been on my mind, and I thought, you know what, I'm just gonna share it, and we're gonna do this project pan and see if that helps me in any way mentally. By the way, that was the Natasha Denona powder foundation I just used to set a little bit. This is not really what I would choose to set my face, but this is all I really have other than the Invisimatte. And this is not really a setting powder. This is more of like a finishing powder. So I might use that at the very end. All right, I'm gonna try to use a little bit of this Victoria Beckham bronzer, but this bronzer, I always have to like scrape off the hard pan that develops on it. I don't know why, but it really does hard pan pretty badly for me. And I feel like I go in and try to fix it, and then it's hard panned again. And I don't want to use a lot of it because I'm already looking kind of warm, but I'm going to use a little bit of it. And in terms of like content that you can do with, you know, shop your stash, project pan, all those kinds of things. The thing with that is I love to do like shop my stash videos, and I like to watch project pan videos personally, but I do think the reason you don't see a ton of that content in general on social media is because the reality is it doesn't get views. It just doesn't. And it's so interesting to me because you can read comments on makeup posts on any platform. So YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, a lot of the times you will see in comments, people will say like, oh, like I'm tired of new stuff, or I wish you would use old things. I wish you would do shop my stash, like that kind of stuff. But I can tell you why they don't. And the reason is that stuff does not perform well. And people can write it in comments and say that they want it, but the views do not reflect that. So that's why people don't do it. Or that's not the only reason, but I definitely think that's a big reason why people don't, is because the reality is we live in a society that wants to see new. They want to see hauls. They want to see declutters. They want to see big makeup collections. And that's just the truth. And people can say they don't all they want, but I mean, I see it in my own content. I can tell you that new makeup videos are always going to do better than anything else. And I've seen that for years since I started my channel. So, and you know, it's not always about views. Like some videos I'll do and I know before I even post the video that it won't do as well as some other videos. And I think it's just about trying to balance the type of content that you're creating. If it's what you want, balance content between trying new things and using older products. It's just, you got to find that magical line. And it's hard. I'm not going to lie. It's very hard, or at least for me it is, because I feel like I constantly struggle with it. Okay, this is not in my project pan, although I probably should have put this in there, but this is my NYX Powder Louder Brow Pencil, which, side note, I wonder if they're going to discontinue this pencil because I was trying to find it online a few days ago to link it and I couldn't find it. It looked to me like it might be discontinued. I really hope not because it's such a nice product, but I looked everywhere. Like you used to be able to find it online at like Walmart or Target, and now you can't find it. This is also one of the reasons that I did the beauty briefs video a few weeks ago. And a lot of you did seem to like that, where I went through, I think it was like 30 products or so, and I just gave reviews of them. And I want to do more content like that. I want to make that a series on my channel. And again, videos like that are harder to do when you're trying so much makeup, or at least it is for me, because I just feel like makeup takes a while, you know, to decide if you like it. Does it work well for all skin types? Would it work well for certain climates? Would it pair well with all products or only certain products? Like it's hard to give a thorough review of a makeup product if you haven't really used it like quite a bit, you know? And that's why I always tend to wait a while before I do big collective review videos like that, because it's hard to try all that stuff and make sure that you feel like you can adequately review it in a helpful way, you know? I hope y'all don't mind me just sharing my thoughts with you, but these are all the things that have been in my brain for, I would say, like the last month. I've just had this on my mind. And I've even been like going on YouTube myself and looking for like project pan content. And the other thing that you'll notice is that people that do project pan, or not everybody, I'm speaking just generally, typically they only do project pan content. Like they don't review new products. They just do videos of using the products they're trying to use up. Or sometimes they'll do like empties videos, or like no palette left behind. Like they'll do an eyeshadow palette project pan, like all these different kinds of videos, but they don't typically review new products. And that's never going to be me, because I'm always going to want to try new products. So I want to make that very clear in this video. I'm not saying that that is ever going to be me, because it's not. I always am going to want to try new things. I don't see myself ever being like, oh, I'm just not going to try new makeup or buy new makeup anymore. But it's just finding a way to do it so that it doesn't feel like too much. You know what I'm saying? So I'm using my little MAC palette right now. This is the little quad that I put in. So this is one that I made. So I have Omega, Brulee, Espresso, and I think that one is Honey Lust. Honestly, I could have probably used Espresso for brows now that I think about it. Maybe I'll do that in another video. So I guess my question to all of you is, what are your thoughts on this? Like, do you like Project Pan content? How do you see that being something I can incorporate into my videos already without like completely changing what I'm doing? Because I don't, like I said, I don't want to not review new makeup because that's just not, I don't think that's going to make me happy either. But I feel like I need to make some kind of change. So I think I'm going to go in with a little bit of that dark brown, which I think is Espresso. I think. And I'm going to line my eyes with this because we didn't put an eyeliner in. In terms of how I'm planning to track progress on these items, I'm still kind of toying with those ideas. I don't really know exactly how I'm going to do that. I know a lot of people get like food scales and they weigh the product. And I've kind of gone back and forth on that. Like, part of me kind of wants to do that. The other part of me is like, I don't know that I'll actually do it if I buy one. So I don't know. I'm still kind of toying with that idea. I feel like some products would be easier to keep track of that way because it's hard to look at the product and tell how much is left, depending on the packaging and what the product is. I think I'm going to do an update. Maybe I might do one once a month, or I might do it every other month. Because once a month might be too much, and I don't want to do it so that it gets to the point where I don't want to do it. I think that's the mistake I've made in the past, is trying to do updates really often, and a lot of times there wasn't much progress to show, so then I felt like I didn't want to do the update, and I just kept putting it off and putting it off. So I don't want to do that, but I also want to like hold myself accountable to trying to use these things as much as possible. So you can let me know your thoughts on that too. Okay, I'm just going to use the mascara I have out right now, which is the Lisa Eldridge Kitten Lash Mascara in Burnt Umber. And I will say, I do my everyday makeup drawer videos every month, as y'all know, and I love doing those. I still plan to do those. And that is one way that I do feel like I'm able to rotate through my products, which I think is a good thing. But the thing with that is, even then, I have multiple products in each category. So it's not like I'm focusing on like a specific thing. I still have options in most categories. So that's the other thing, is those do help me kind of rotate things, but they don't help me necessarily use things up or attempt to, Okay, let's move into the lips. So the only lip product that I picked is Whirl from MAC, which is so funny. This is definitely the first lip pencil that I ever bought. Not this specific Whirl, but Whirl is the first lip liner that I ever bought, and this is definitely a category, as y'all know, that I struggle with because I love all makeup, but there are certain categories that really get me, and lip liner is one of them. I just love a lip liner. I don't know what it is. I just love them. Concealer is another one. I love concealers. And blushes. Those are probably my three: concealer, blushes, and lip liners. Those are the three that I struggled the most with in terms of like wanting to buy new ones. And we didn't choose another lip product, so let's see. I'm gonna take a little bit of the Patrick Ta blush and put that in the center of the lips. And then I'm gonna take a little bit of this gloss. This is not part of the project pan. I just have it in my everyday makeup right now. This is Velvet. Okay, and then one final thing I wanted to do, because I just realized I didn't do it earlier. I'm gonna take the Patrick Ta blush, the powder. I'm gonna add a little bit of that on top of the cream. Okay, I'm still feeling super shiny. So we're gonna go in with the Fenty pressed powder. This is the Invisimatte powder. I will say everything always looks glowier on camera with the lights and everything than it does in real life. But even in real life, I feel like I'm still a little bit shinier than I would like to be. So that is what I like this Fenty powder for. All right, so that is everything I wanted to talk about today. Thanks for listening. I hope this was at least enjoyable. Maybe you can relate to something that I said, or maybe you can't and you just listened to me talk all this time. So thank you so much for hanging out and being here. And I hope you get what I'm trying to say. I just am trying to find this balance and I'm struggling. I don't really know how to do it because it's like I'm at war with myself. It's like a back and forth, like teeter-totter. I'm constantly trying to like balance it out, and it's difficult for me. So that's kind of where this whole video idea came from, and that's why we're doing this project pan. So we're going to focus on this stuff through the end of the year, and then I don't know, maybe we'll continue into next year and start over. We're just going to kind of see how it goes. And like I said, I may do updates every month. I may decide to do them every other month. I'm just going to wait and see how I feel. But that's how I'm feeling. I'm just wanting less. I am craving less in all aspects of my life, and makeup is the hardest thing for me to figure out how to do that while also doing social media and content. But I'm going to keep trying, and I'm going to figure out a balance that works for me somehow, some way. But thanks for being here. If you're interested in anything that I used, it will all be linked for you in the description box as always. If you do shop through my links, thank you so much. It does support me and this channel, so thank you so much for that. I always appreciate those of you that shop through my links. And if you're new, I would love for you to stick around, subscribe. I hope you'll stay for this project pan journey. And if you're not already, make sure to follow me on Instagram at simply.blair and TikTok simply.blair1. Honestly, I might do some project pan content over there too. So if you like short form content, make sure to follow me there as well. And I will see you again very soon. Remember, simply be you.